5 County, yeah, we know forgetting.
Psych!
We're gonna kick it off with Deadpool because I think he'd be a nice appetizer to lube you up to the rest of my list. His mainstream appeal really busted to the surface in 2016 when his movie hit. And ever since then, he's been the reigning king of cringe fans. Well, until the Rick and Morty incident. Side note, did you guys realize that was 7 years ago? I'm not sure if there's some timeline fuckery going on, but it doesn't seem right to me. Anyways, I think Deadpool would be a cool character. Why, you ask? Because I said so. As a kid, I hated superhero movies. You gotta realize I grew up with shit like this. But there was one standout. One film that was peak cinema. And that film was Howard the Duck. Obviously, the first Blade movie was ahead of its time in the superhero game. Also, shout out to Wesley Snipes. If you ever seen New Jack City or Tu Wong Fu, I advise you to do so immediately. Anyways, my favorite part was the antagonist. Bro had aura. And if they do add him, I don't want this old bitch. I want this one. And while we're at it, save him for Halloween and give him a David from Lost Boys crossover skin. Fuck it.
I've got Kitty Pryde.
I became a fan of Kitty Pryde after listening to Weezer, and then an even bigger one when listening to Kitty. I think she'd be a lot of work for the devs because they'd have to pick like pre-selected spots for her to walk through. Because her being able to walk through like every wall isn't balanced or possible, even though I'd love the chaos. I'm gonna be honest, I don't have much else to say besides the fact I think she and Red Skull would have a team-up ability, if you know what I'm saying, you know? Never ask Kitty where she was January 6, 2021.
Damn, nigga!
I know I've been kind of shoddy with my reasoning on a few of these last entries, but don't worry. With this one, I'm gonna explain my case. Nightcrawler would be a Hall of Fame backline menace. The puff of his teleportation smoke would send panic into every Luna Snow. I'm thinking there's a couple of ways he could work. Option 1, he has to visually see where he wants to teleport, kind of like Reaper from Overwatch, but it would have better range and speed, obviously. Option 2, he has access to open a map, kind of like a Valorant agent, and he can select where he wants to teleport. If you think maybe that option 2 is oh my fucking god. If you think maybe that option 2 is too OP, then they could save it for his ultimate, which could be a teleportation that puts him into like a fighting frenzy mode, you know, kind of like Psylocke's ult in steroids. Is it busted? Potentially. Do I care?
No.
At the end of the day, I'm just spitballing characters. What they actually do with them is up to the devs. A speedster in Marvel Rivals would be sick. To reference how fast speedsters are, this entry is already over.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
I imagine Gambit's cards doing splash damage, but really excelling with direct hits. I think he'd be best for mid-range gameplay.
Hey! Ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit, man!
Now, do you enjoy me being analytical with my explanations like that? Or do you prefer me skipping the bullshit and raw dogging you with the real reason I want these characters? Because me personally, the real reason I want Gambit is because he's the star of whatever he's in. Gambit was the best part of Wolverine Origins. Gambit was the best cameo character in Deadpool and Wolverine, and you can fight me on that. If you really need me to explain why this would be generational peak, you're lost. Now, some of you uneducated individuals may not realize that Invincible and Spider-Man used to kick it, and it's time for the duo to be reunited. When I think of my dream character, this is it. And if you need more of a reason than that, you're just a picky bitch, okay? Personally, I love the idea of Marvel doing crossovers, but seeing as Marvel basically has an infinite vault to pull characters out of, I doubt we'll be getting any. And if they do add crossovers, they should add some Capcom characters too.
Honorable mención.
As I was writing the script, I came across this video. I then decided he'd make my honorable mentions. Yes, it's that simple to make my list, folks. Now I'm wondering if I can make this thing say nigga.
My only exposure to him before that video was Venom 2. And his lame-ass Spider-Man 2 man-bun energy appearance. Also, I'm gonna use this section to ask for Scarlet Witch buffs.
Can you bless me with something?
Oh, gosh.
Money-wise. Please.
Can you suck it?
What?
Marvel Rivals did us a disservice by not having this character day one. He's the team leader of the fucking X-Men. He's the face. To this day, I get nightmares at how undervalued Scott is. For example, let's talk about the movies. First X-Men movie barely had enough Scott.
I'll be honest, fellas, it was sounding great, but I could have used a little more
Cyclops.
Not nearly enough Scott in X2.
It doesn't work for me. I gotta have more
Cyclops.
And don't even get me started on Last Stand.
And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't.
Don't get me wrong, I love Wolverine, but I'll never get over the fact they cucked Scott, made him a side character on his own team. Anyways, this isn't a review of the X-Men films. Scott's abilities are pretty self-explanatory. His main attack would be his eye beams, his ultimate being like a big-ass burst or something. I'm sure some level-headed YouTuber came up with better ideas than that, but, you know, I don't give a fuck. I'm about to go watch the new Sonic movie. Anyways, that's the end of my video, and if you like Tekken, go check out my last video, please. Bye.